narrator is the protagonist. It's possible that he's reading a journal of someone else that came through here before. It's difficult to tell when I have branching paths or I'm being, sheltered into one way or another. Seems I can keep moving along the coast. I'm going to decide not to. Instead, see what's up this little ravine here. Although, it would appear there's not much at all here. It's just another place that I could fall down. With a car door. Interesting. So what we have here is like all the elements of a good interactive fiction story here. We've got a compelling environment to explore. And that's about it. But the question remains to see if it will reach a satisfying payoff or not. Are we going to be rewarded for investing ourselves in this environment and asking ourselves questions about why we're here? How far out to sea can I go, I wonder? Oh my. I can't seem to swim. Okay. Well, that's interesting. So I suppose we can't go very far out to sea at all. So the most obvious question we have for ourselves is, who is Esther? Who is Esther and what is her relationship to the protagonist, who may or may not be the narrator? Now, there is that ravine there, but there's also some rocks ahead. But I'm not really clear on how to get up on there. Again, if only my silent protagonist could jump just a little bit to get on top of these rocks. Interestingly, pressing X seems to change my field of view. You can see it's doing silly things to our perspective. I don't know if that's supposed to denote some kind of change of movement. I don't really feel like I'm moving any faster. Triangle, circle, square, all those have the same functionality. It's just a zoom function, that's all it is. Okay. Perhaps I can walk on top of these rocks. It seems strange that I can't. I wonder if it simply wants me to backtrack and head back up the mountain. Following the path and trying not to fall down here. No, it seems like that would be a rather tedious exercise, wouldn't it? Ah, or perhaps I can walk up here. Yes. Oh, but from here I can go nowhere. So again, we turn to our questions. Who's Esther? What is her relationship to our protagonist? Why is our protagonist here? So far, the only real information we've been given has been about the island itself. A little bit about its history, about notable denizens that have passed through here. Now, I've often made comments in my other commentaries that I really prefer there to be some kind of sprint function or some kind of interactive traversal system in games that I play. just to make moving through the environment feel a little bit more interactive and less tedious. But I don't know that this is the type of the game that needs that. I don't know that we really need a sprint function. From what I understand, this game is very much a study in that old idiom that it's not the destination, it's the journey. So, I feel like the slow, methodical pace of our walk is almost necessary to give us time to take in the environment, to really ponder the story we're being told, as well as to kind of meditate, I guess, on the setting, on the information we've been given, and really soak up that atmosphere. It seems to be definitely trying to coax a certain kind of response out of us.
The mount is clearly the focal point of this landscape. It almost appears so well placed as to be artificial. I find myself easily slipping into the delusional state of ascribing purpose, deliberate motive to everything here. Was this island formed during the moment of impact? When we were torn loose from our moorings, and the seatbelts cut motorway lanes into our chests and shoulders, did it first break surface then?
Ooh, now that's very interesting. We have a little bit of a meta commentary there. Obviously, we're trying to figure out the reasoning. What story is this place trying to tell us? And our protagonist has just called that out. You know, it's kind of pointed out how delusional it is to try to ascribe meaning to every little thing that you pass. Now I'm starting to raise even more questions. Is this even a real place at all? Is this a metaphysical place? Is this perhaps our gentleman is in a coma right now? When he made that comment about the seatbelts cutting into our chest, it almost sounds as if perhaps he was in an automobile accident, and
when someone had died or was dying, or was so ill they gave up what little hope they could sacrifice, they cut parallel lines into the cliff, exposing the white chalk beneath. You could see them from the mainland or the fishing boat, and know to send aid or impose a cordon of protection, and wait a generation until whatever pestilence stalked the cliff paths died along with its hosts. My lines are just for this, to keep any would-be rescuers at bay. The infection is not simply of the flesh.
Certainly starting to take a more sinister tone now, isn't it?